What's up guys, it is Harley here, back for episode 4 on the One Touch channel. Now today, for episode 4, I'm going to be rating your Euros fantasy teams. Now this is the second to last day, tomorrow is the deadline, tomorrow is the start of the Euros. I'm pumped for it, I'm so excited. But from a Euros fantasy point, I'm going to be rating your teams today out of 10. Now I asked you guys on Twitter, which is Halsey, I asked you guys to drop your Euros fantasy teams in the replies and I'll rate some of them. And I chose a few at random and now here we are. Before we get into it, make sure to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications. Thank you all so much. I really do appreciate it for 100 subscribers. Obviously it's happened so quickly, just a matter of a few days. But thank you all so much, and the support, you know, the views and the likes on the other videos have been so good. Hopefully we can keep pushing on through the Euros, and you never know. But we're going to get into the first team, submitted by LiamG_THFC on Twitter. This is his team on the screen right now. I'm going to have a little look. Now, the first things I can see is that there are some of the players, I think the Stonewall players that everyone needs. He's got in his team, you know, the Windau, the Alaba, the Ferran Torres, Lukaku, Depay. Those are the players that you need. And I think Meunier is a very good choice, but it's 50-50 with the Belgium fullbacks. You never know. I think it's between Meunier and Castagnier for who's going to start. So that's a bit of a risk there. He's got Mela on the bench, which I think is a very good decision. Same with Pau Torres. He's got a few differentials in there as well, and some that I'm a bit surprised at. But you know, I think the front three is spot on. There's no issues with that. The midfield four, well, the midfield five, if you include Locatelli. I think Locatelli is a differential, but could work out quite well. Bergui is very underrated as well. Ferran Torres and Alaba is good, but the thing, he's got two Welsh players in there, and those are the two that I'm sort of a bit iffy about, because I think Wales are probably the team to finish bottom in the group, Group A. And I do feel as if Switzerland are very underrated, and I think Switzerland will win that game. So the Nico Williams clean sheet, I don't think he's going to get. And Gareth Bale, I mean, there could be a goal or an assist in there for Gareth Bale, but I'm a bit weirded out by the Nico Williams choice. But the Haradecki, I think is a very good choice. He's one of the ones that you could include and is included by a lot of people. But I think also Denmark are an underrated team. I think Denmark are to beat Finland, obviously with Mela and players like that, Eriksson and whatnot. And then McLaughlin, I think that is on the bench against Czech Republic. Who's that? That's for Scotland. I think that's a decent decision, but again, I feel as if Scotland could finish bottom of the table. But for the first one, if I were to give this team a rating, I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. Now the second team is from @MUFC Nico on Twitter, and I'm taking a look at this team, and it's well, from a person who watches a lot about Euros fantasy and, you know, has researched a lot about it. This team is very different to the regular team that you would see. Now, out of his 5 defenders, he's got 1 fullback, which I think in there puts it pretty low. His midfielders, Adama Traore, doesn't really do well for club. He doesn't get, well, he's a decent player, but he doesn't get goal contributions. So from an FPL standpoint, it's not great. Pogba and Kovacic, 2 holding midfielders, which don't really get goal contributions for club or country. Chiesa and Mount are good choices. I think that front three is very differential as well, especially with Yilmaz versus Italy. Especially when Italy are going to be, well, they are the favourites to win their group. I think the Arnautovic choice is very good against North Macedonia. I think that's a very good choice. The defence, though, he's playing 3 centre-backs. If we're looking from a fantasy standpoint, you're going to need fullbacks which are attacking a lot and likely to get goals and assists. So, you know, your Mela, your Windau, your Meunier, your Rodriguez, I think it is, for Switzerland. But he's got Diaz, Varane and Rudiger as his starting 3 centre-backs. I think Donnarumma is a good choice. I think Pickford is a good choice. But I think I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 because he hasn't got the players that you would expect everyone to have, you know, your Lukaku, your Depay, your players like that, and the defence as well. Yeah, so I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. The next squad on the list is by Gazer Bunny, or @WestHamFan1895 on Twitter. Now, again, a very different side to what you'd usually see. I like he's got that Marcus Berg in there. If you watched my 5 underdog players that you could watch out for, Marcus Berg was actually in that video, and I see he's gone for that. He must be Swedish himself, because he has gone for the Berg captain. But there's a few weird ones in there, ones that you don't actually see that much. You know, your Braithwaite, Pedri. I haven't seen many Pedris at all. I mean, Luke Shaw is a bit of an iffy one. I'm not sure if England are going to keep a clean sheet against Croatia. Again, Ruben Dias, he's not a fullback. Hugo Lloris against Germany. I'm 90% sure that Germany are going to get at least a goal in that match. They could even get a result, but I think they're going to get at least a goal. So I think that Hugo Lloris clean sheet's probably gone. Tim Krul's very good decision. John Stones, again, the England clean sheet. I don't think I can see it. Kieran Tierney could get a clean sheet, and Marcus Llorente, I think he actually has tested positive for COVID, or that might be the other Llorente, so he is probably going to miss out the game. I think he is going to miss the game, so yeah, he's got an injured Kevin De Bruyne in there. Chiesa is a good choice. Kiar is a good choice, but I think that's going to get a 4 out of 10 from me. Now the next squad on there is from Fernandez_United on Twitter, or Scott_United, and his team, it's not too bad. The Lloris in goal, like I just said, not too sure about that. Don't think he's going to get a clean sheet. Luke Shaw, don't think he's going to get a clean sheet. Cancelo is a very good choice against Hungary, very attacking. Cancelo obviously got his goal in the friendly yesterday against Israel. Zinchenko, that's a very good choice, but I think for game week 2 and 3, it's a very good choice. They're playing against Netherlands. Netherlands are a very, very good side. I'm not sure if Ukraine can even compete with the Netherlands, but Zinchenko, if you guys didn't actually know, he's registered as a defender on Euros Fantasy, but he actually plays at the cam position for Ukraine, so that's why, obviously with the increased assist and goal points for defenders, Zinchenko is probably a must-have for game week 2 and 3, but against Netherlands in game week 1, I don't think he should be in the team. Matthijs de Ligt as well, I don't know if that's a good choice really against Ukraine. Obviously, he has got 2 players in there that sort of overwrite. You know, he's got Zinchenko against Netherlands, who plays for Ukraine, and De Ligt against Ukraine, who plays for Netherlands. So, if Zinchenko gets a clean sheet, then it's likely that De Ligt won't, or vice versa, unless it's a 0-0 draw. But moving into the midfield 3, Bruno Fernandes is one that you don't often see on Euros Fantasy, but he did get the 2 goals and the assist for Portugal yesterday against Israel. I think that has made a lot of people put him in their team. Soucek is another one that you don't often see as a CDM, but he does get a lot of goals for West Ham. And I think, I'm not sure it's another differential. David Alaba, fully respect, he's in my team. Yilmaz again against Italy, the favourites to win their group, not too sure about that. Romelu Lukaku, captain, you know, you can't go wrong with that. Antoine Griezmann against Germany, not too sure about that pick, but I do feel as if it's him or Mbappe that's likely to score for France if they do get goals, so I think that's a good choice. Hradecky on the bench is a very good choice. Again, Lang, not a good choice. I think he's put that in there because they're 4 mil. Same with Orsic and Nago. I think that is because they're 2 4 mils. And with the Euros Fantasy bench, like the way the bench works for the Euros, I'm going to give it, it's better than the other 2. I'm going to give it 6 out of 10 for this one. Now the next squad is by Uwais. I really hope, because Uwais is one of my top guys, so I really hope I pronounced that right. But his team might be the best so far, but we're going to go through it. Denea, I think he's a must-have for me. He's in my team. Cancelo, he's also one of the ones that he didn't quite make my team, but my team isn't finished yet. He could actually make his way back into the team, but I think he's a very good choice. He's gone for the double Portugal defence, which is quite good, judging by the fact that his other defender on the bench is Diviv, who's obviously not, I don't think he even plays. I think it's because he's 4 mil, so he is actually relying on the 2 Portuguese defenders. Luke Shaw, I'm not sure if they're going to get a clean sheet. I think that's a bit of England bias, but we do respect it because it is coming home at the end of the day. Chiesa in the midfield, I think that's a very good choice. Same with Tielemans and Grealish, 2 very good choices. Depay, Lukaku captain, Kane, you can't go wrong with that front 3. Hradecky as well, and then Nago and Diviv because they're 4 mil, and Marcus Llorente. Again, I don't know if he's the one that's just tested positive for COVID, but if it isn't, he's a very good choice as well against Sweden. I'm going to give this one I'm going to give this one... he's gone for the double Portuguese defence and Rui Patricio in goal. So he's gone for the triple Portugal defence. So if Portugal concede 1 goal to Hungary, there we go. There's a lot of points gone for him. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Now the next squad on the list is by Sancho7_ on Twitter. Now he's going to 4-3-3. I think Boyson and Nego are 2 4 millions, and then David Alaba is a very good choice to have on the bench, as is Tim Krul. Jordan Pickford, I'm not sure if England are going to get the clean sheets, but I respect the choice. Rafael Varane, not too sure about that choice because he is a centre-back. I don't think he's likely to get goal contributions, especially against a team like Germany as well. Reece James, we don't even know 100% if he's going to be the starting defender, or, well, right-back, shall I say, for England. If it's a 5-back, then he could be. With Walker playing centre-back, but if it's a 4-back, I think it's likely that Walker starts at right-back, so I don't think Reece James will actually play. Pau Torres and Danea, 2 solid decisions. Bruno Fernandes, again, is a differential. I mean, it's surprising that it's a differential, considering he's worth about 10.5 million, I think. So you would expect him to be in everyone's team, but he's actually not. He's actually surprisingly a low percentage. Chiesa's a solid choice. Kante, I think, has to go out your team, because Kante, he's a CDM. I think he's more likely to get a yellow card. He's more likely to lose points than he is to gain points. The chances of Kante getting a goal or assist, I think, are very, very low. But I kind of respect the choice, I guess. Griezmann, Kane, and Lukaku. Kane captain. You have to respect it, really. I'm going to give this team... I think the Kante in there has pushed it down a little bit, as with the Varane and James. I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10 as well. Now, the next squad on the list is by Carefree Kevin 11 on Twitter. And I can already see this guy knows his stuff, okay? This guy knows. He's made his research, or you never know, you might watch some one-touch videos, but you never know. He's done his research. He's done his, what he needs to do for Euros Fantasy. He's got in those players that you need, Very similar to my team. He's got the Hradecki in goal, with Szczesny on the bench. You can never go wrong. It's he knows how the bench system works as well, with Ronaldo, Torres, and Dani Olmo on the bench. Ronaldo, I think, might have to be a must-have. I think Ronaldo might have to come into my team, as with Dani Olmo. I think he's a very solid choice. Pau Torres is on my bench. Danea's in my team. Mailer's in my team. Kiar, I didn't want to double up on the Denmark, so that's why I didn't go for Kiar. Windau, solid. He's in mine as well. Ferran Torres, also in my team, as is Chiesa. Wijnaldum, I think, is a differential, but is very good for country, so could actually be in the team. David Alaba is in my team. Solid choice. Lukaku and Depay up front. You can't go wrong. Chiesa captain. Solid team there. I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. The best team I've seen yet. Now the final team of the video is by _Nick_700. And all I can see it already. It's a solid team. Donnarumma in goal. He's gone for the 4-back. Pau Torres, Mailer, Kiar, Danea. Again, he's gone for a risk with a double Denmark defence. But if Denmark go ahead and get that clean sheet, then he is going to get tons of points for that. Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo, the pairing that you just cannot hate. They're so good together. Lukaku, Ferran Torres, Depay, Insigne, all the must-need players. Insigne captain. I mean, the bench lets it down a little bit because Windau is good, but Sudakov and Nego, I know that they are only in there because they are 4 million players. So I don't know if he knows how the bench system works. So based on that, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 as well. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I will be doing part 2 of rating your team for Matchday 2. So in about, I think it's about 4 days time, I'll probably make a part 2 of rating your teams. And stay tuned for the video tomorrow, which is going to be released, I think it might be released midday or somewhere around 2 PM UK time, and it's going to be my score predictions for the Euros. I did my Euros predictions, now I'm going to do my Euros score predictions for Matchday 1, so stay tuned for that. I'll let you know on Twitter what time that's released. Make sure to follow me on there, it's Halsey, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.